I'm not a spring chicken.
I've just interviewed a few 80-some-year-olds this past couple weeks. They're
Hmm.
sharing very, very similar material with me.
Right. Hmm.
I'm glad you brought that history back with you.
Well, it's fleeting.
Well, I hope to preserve a little bit of it. A little bit of,
Hmm. Yeah.
I appreciate the history of the people who brought me the arts I'm studying now.
Good.
It's a pleasure to have the art.
Hmm.
So you had your judo and karate training in Japan,
That's correct. Right.
and then you came back here and started teaching somehow, or
I came back not originally. I had no interest, no real interest
okay,
in martial arts when I first came back. When I first came home, I was a piece of garbage,
okay,
as a lot of other guys. Um, but I really got interested because of Peter Gunn,
the TV show,
the TV show,
okay,
because everything was judo chop. Everything was a judo chop. And this guy was going around and just laying people low and all of this. And I found out that Lola Albright, the love interest,
okay,
okay, of Craig Stevens, was an acronite. And I wrote a letter to her and asked the question as to where he trained, okay, and under what circumstances. She came back at me and said, he never trained. and and number two, he was never in the military. So then I started to try to rectify the situation by saying that I would be willing to give lecture type demonstrations to delineate between judo and karate. Okay? And it was an educational process, hopefully. That was my start. Um, so that was it.
and did they take you up on the offer? Did you get to meet?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I did a lot of teaching and all of that stuff.
Did you hands on with the actor who played Peter Gunn? Did you teach him anything? A hip toss or an Asotogari or a Gaza block or anything?
No,
Okay.
no,
But you discussed the.
no, no. Never met Craig.
Okay.
Never met Craig. But it was just a case where, and his persona was just splashed all over the place.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, and that was something that needed to be corrected
Yeah.
because
I remember growing up thinking that, not seeing all the old movies from the 40s and 50s and 60s when I grew up in the 70s were still being played, and I remember seeing judo chop, and now I'm in martial arts. I'm like, that's karate.
yeah. But what I really wanted to do was to separate the two, because judo is a sport. It is a competition sport. It is a very benevolent sport. It is a giving sport.
Okay.
Always has been, hopefully always will be. Okay? Karate is not a game. It's not a sport. It's not a plaything. It's a 45 automatic that you have in your pocket, and you have to provide all the tools that are necessary in order to control it.
Was your training rough in karate?
Excuse me?
Was your training hard? Was it physically difficult?
It was physically difficult, but it was no more demanding than judo.
Okay.
Hmm. But it was just totally different. If you ran, well, you get out there and you randor, and if you've got a good uke, what he generally tries to do is help you as much as he possibly can, and you help him as much as you possibly can.
Yes.
Yeah. Karate is altogether different. The first thing they tell you is that you must get your mind, you must have clarity of thought. That's why the majority of the time well, I won't say the majority of I won't even qualify that. But back during the day, they had all kinds of clubs popping up around here that taught karate.
Uh-huh.
And the majority of them did not teach mental clarity whatsoever. None. So, you stepped on the tatami and you guys were ready to randor. No. No, that's not it. What you have to do, you've got to charge your mind, first of all. And you have to develop the finens. Finens is focus, absolute focus. And once you do that, then you go to the makwa. Okay? And after you played around with the makwa for a while, then, and only then, were you exposed to the lesson of the day, whether that be punching, whether that be kicking, whether that be knees, whether it be head. Only after that. Then once you were done, you backed off of the tatami and you got the heck out of there and you got as quickly as you possibly could back to the base. 1 o'clock.
So after you did the lectures about judo and karate to the Peter Gunn series, when did you start teaching, or how did you meet Professor Eugene Shai and James Shai? Did you have a school, or how'd that come about?
Well,
This is my understanding. There was a room somewhere with Thurl McClanahan, James and Eugene Shai in it, and shortly afterward along came Gene Chicoine and Feemanong and George Anderson, and they did what they did and spread their stuff, and somehow your name fits into here somewhere along above the Shai brothers with, I believe, some Taekwondo and karate, or was it just karate?
it was karate and judo.
Okay.
Now, the guy who got there first before me was David Payne. David Payne was a third
In judo.
in judo. Okay?
And did he study in Korea or Japan?
He studied in Japan.
Okay.
See. David told Gene that he should see me
Okay.
for karate. Now, David was a homeboy. knew him all his life. We were we were in the same outfit, but we were not together. He was in Camp Cashy, which was over on the other side of the island, and I was in Beppu,
Okay.
which was over on the other on this side of the island.
Did you two have different judo teachers?
Different judo teachers,
Okay.
right? But we
So-
were taught Kodokan,
Okay.
so the teaching was the same.
Okay.
Our instructors were both spin-offs from Kodokan.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so James and Eugene Shai started judo with David Payne.
Right.
And do you know about when that was?
Probably. Let's see, David came home in 50.
Chicoine said when he went into that room with Thurl McClanahan that the Shai brothers were already in there in 1952. And he doesn't compliment many people. He said they were very good. And they'd already started some judo with David Payne. And that was 1952 when he met him. So somewhere.
1952.
Yeah, I think
Okay,
he said that.
then that would have been about the time that David came home.
Okay.
Okay, 1952.
Sounds good. Sounds good. Okay. So he started them in judo and referred them to you or referred at least Eugene Shai to you for karate.
Right.
Okay.
Now I came home in 55.
Okay.
Okay, I came home in 55. And the Peter Gunn thing just rung my bell. Last part of 55, 56.
Okay.
So in 56, I started shooting the breeze with these guys. Yeah.
Okay. And let's see. And did you all train together in the same place? Where'd you work out together?
I don't.
Where did you train together? Where when you met the Shai brother? Where were you teaching, or where was your school?
The school was down on South Street.
Okay. Was this the original South Street that I heard about where the judo was
Yeah,
taking place?
that's
Where you
the
had
original.
canvas over sawdust? You built that?
No, I helped.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So that was the original. So this is where it all started then in
Yeah.
South Street. Okay. And did you only teach karate, or did you also teach judo?
I taught karate and judo.
Okay.
Now, my rank was brown from Kodokan
Okay.
in judo.
Okay.
My rank in karate, Gojuru, okay, was black.
Okay.
hmm
And Mr. David Payne was third dan in Kodokan Judo.
Yes.
Okay. Okay.
hmm
And did you enjoy teaching the Shais? Were they good students? Were they easy to teach?
They were very receptive to. They were great students. Great students. We had a conflict only about cutting figures.
Okay. Okay.
Okay.
Some of the footwork. Yep.
Yeah. But beyond that, everything was fine.
Okay.
And the reason for that was I don't want to be critical of anyone,
Absolutely. Absolutely.
but David's influence. David Payne was 5'6". 140 pounds of raw bone muscle, extremely agile, and all of that.
Mhm.
And that was his addition to Kodokan, cutting figures.
The figure eight footwork.
Yes,
Yeah.
right.
Okay.
Yeah. Loved him. Loved him. But I'm saying that to be truthful, that was an addition. That was not.
There are many types of correct footwork, not a single type of correct footwork.
That's correct. Mhm.
I've been defeated by many excellent people with excellent footwork, and all the footwork was different.
Mhm.
So did you personally have any contact with Feeman Ong or Gene Coyne and those guys?
I had contact with Feeman Ong.
Was he nice?
Feeman was the most incredible person I have ever met in martial arts.
Okay.
The only problem with Feeman Ong was Feeman was ugly.
Okay.
If he had features 1/10 of those of Craig Stevens, he would be a billionaire.
Okay.
Feeman wasn't marketable. I mean, he just wasn't marketable.
Did you do any kung fu with him, or?
Yeah, we used to play.
Okay, good.
Mhm. Mhm.
And did you know George Anderson?
Don't remember George Anderson.
Did you ever train with Thurl McClanahan?
Trained with Thurl McClanahan one day.
I heard he was a character.
He was a character.
I heard sometimes some seminar money would disappear. You're not the only person I've got telling me stories.
From what I understood, that was true.
Yeah.
To an extent. Yeah.
I heard AAU Karate National money used to disappear almost every year. There'd be a seminar and two people were supposed to split it, but only one guy got it. That was often him.
Yeah. Well, what goes around comes around.
Yeah,
Because
I heard that went both ways a lot.
yeah, because ultimately.